I want to be a successful entrepreneur so I can be a successful musician, so I can be a successful author, so I can be a successful investor, so I can be a successful philanthropist, so I can be a successful politician. The end goal is to be a polymath. If you look up Isaac Newton on Wikipedia, I don't know if it's Isaac Newton or Da Vinci, but they're described as a polymath. And a polymath is someone who's so competent in so many avenues of knowledge that you can't pin them to a specific one, yet they're so exceptional in all of them, you can't leave one out. So they're called this aggregate polymath. Today, I honestly finished the first actionable step I think I've ever taken in business. And it's very low level business operations. But what I did today was simply, I looked at a website where people write to earn money. And the way they do it is they get people to sign up to their newsletter, if you will, but it doesn't have to be about news. So they sign up to the newsletter, and every time they post, they get emailed the newsletter. And some people hide features behind a paywall. All I've simply done is create a Storyletter, which is emailed to everyone who signs up, and I'm going to be posting on all the socials to try and promote it. On TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Reddit, on X, all of them. Because all I'm trying to do is get as much traffic into the landing page as possible. And all the business model is the self-improvement niche, I think. So I get people from there, they click the link or however they get to the landing page, and they're shown a short story. The short story is about a lesson and has a lesson hidden behind it. Yet the story is interesting, it's fun to read, it only takes a minute to read. That's all it takes from the user. And then the user can choose to subscribe, so they can also get emailed every day the lesson behind it, the analysis of the lesson, because every story is curated with a analysis behind it, with a lesson behind it. And I tried to posit to everyone who tries the newsletter that they can still learn from the free subscription. By no means they're forced to pay for subscription. But all I'm doing right now is testing the things I've learned in the books I've read, and just trying to work out what marketing is, what real world business is. And although it's just a service which provides just a tiny bit of value every day, if that value is good enough and consistent enough, hopefully people will pay for it, but who knows. I had fun making the website. And yeah, I mean, it was all free, so there's nothing really I can take away from it. I put quite a bit of time into it, but that's all learning. I managed to set up the Stripe payment system, which was pretty amazing actually, because it just shows you how much money you can make. I think I talked about this in the video yesterday. But yeah, just getting to grips with everything. Because for example, if I set up that Stripe now, that form of payment, I can use it again in the future for some different business venture, which is really convenient. I can just transfer it over with no hassle. So yeah. And lastly, before I sign out on this video, I think it was months ago when I was filming videos. One of them I said I wanted to be a creative magnate. I think I titled it like that. And honestly, it was just the same thought of, I just want to be creative. I want to provide value to people, whether that's through a product or a service or music. Music would be amazing. Imagine creating something which people love to listen to. They'll pay to see you perform what you've created. How amazing is that? Can it be trained? I think so. Yeah, there's people born with genetic talent, but I think it still can be trained. You can practice rhythmic beats, percussion, whatever it is. I just really want to be able to create something which people value a lot. And that's business in a nutshell, really. Just supplying a demand because people value it, people need it, and it solves a problem for people. So if you're trying to start a business, try not to chase after the money. Chase after solving the problems people have, and then the money will come to you. You will attract the money. Anyway, just lastly, I wasn't going to do this, but may as well. Just another chapter from .com Secrets. I may have said this in the last video, but Secret 6 is the attractive character. And what Russell Brunson is trying to tell us here is there's character archetypes which people can role play, which are more likely to connect emotionally with the prospective client and garner more sales, therefore, or garner more traffic, which indirectly garners more low ticket sales, medium ticket sales, high ticket sales. So let's go through them. So there's 3 parts to the attractive character. There's elements, identity, and storylines. Now the elements, number 1, are what you all want to try and embody. 2, you're picking one to embody. And 3, you're picking maybe 2 or 3 you want to embody. So let's go through them. So number 1, elements. Backstory. You want to have a story which prospective clients can connect with, who can relate with. It doesn't need to be a carbon copy of relation or backstory, but if you just show you're human and show you're a person, that can go a long way. Have a backstory, because people are then more invested in you. Parables. Now, parables are short extracts which you can use in your life to prove a point, whether it's for a problem you have or something which solved a problem you have. Very important. Giving an example of how maybe to use a product or service you're trying to offer. 3, character flaws. Now, this is a lot more important than you think, because if you're seen as perfect and a paragon of your field, people won't relate to you. They'll distance themselves from you. So you need to try and embody your client as much as possible. And by that I mean you need to show you have flaws, maybe the same flaws they have, because the more they think they were like you before your transformation or before your ascension to wherever the result or goal is, the more likely they're going to want to take the same path, because the more likely they think they're similar to you now, the more likely they think your antidote and your process will work. And number 4 of the elements is polarity. Polarity is simply not treading a fine line. You want to go down one avenue of conviction. And simply what this is going to do is it's going to say 50% don't like you and then 50% like you. The issue is with saying everything that everyone loves is you don't really have feet to stand on. People see you as baseless. People see you as bending to the will of the wind. You need to go down one way, otherwise people won't see you as a solid figure. So number 2 is identity. And there's 4 different ways which are most likely to get sales, I guess. So 4 different types of character. The leader, I'm not going to explain these because they're self-explanatory. The leader, the adventurer / crusader. Number 3, the reporter / evangelist. And number 4, the reluctant hero. Okay, and 3, the storylines. There's 6 different storylines you can do. And you should use multiple, not all of them, but multiple. So loss and redemption is one, because people can connect to that. If they're in the lost period of their lives now, they're comparing the positives they could have later in life, which you currently have. Number 2, us versus them. This is a very primal instinct where humans crave community. So if you can box them into your community against some greater force, it seems like their investment in the product or service is for a greater cause as well as themselves, which humans crave intrinsically. It's human nature. Number 3, before and after. This is self-explanatory. It's simply just before and after contrast, showing what you get. This is very effective when it's shown through action. Try to do this through words and through speaking as little as possible. Number 4, amazing discovery. This is almost like an accidental discovery which you come across, which you have to tell people. You're obliged to tell them because you'd be guilty not to. This goes hand in hand with the reluctant hero identity. Number 5 is secret telling. This is just basic human psychology. If you have a secret, people naturally want to know the secret. So if you have secrets to tell, people will listen, because secrets aren't meant to be known by everybody. If you know them, you meet the criteria. And finally, last but not least, number 6 is third person testimonial. That's once again human nature, pre-selection, social proof. If people are vetting your product and they like it, you're just going to do it as well. In fact, I watched a YouTube video today, and it was of this group of people. They're doing this like hide and seek game, and the game was, there was something hidden in the house, and everyone had to try and find it. But it wasn't the first person who found it who won. It was the last person who found it who had to take a forfeit. So, bear with me. 2 of these people in this game, they decided to fake find the object. So they sat down in some place and it was like, oh, we found the object. Don't tell anyone, because that's part of the game. So the third person comes over and he's like, are you sure? Because are you sure you're playing? Okay, he sits down. And the 4th person comes over. Are you sure? Okay. Then the 5th person, oh, is it there? Sits down. 6th person sits down straight away. 7th person sits down straight away. What's this an example of? The more people who are sitting down there, who are in a group and they are just together, if there's 6 people there, 7 people there, the 8th person coming through, they're not going to question if there's a baby there, because, I don't know why I said baby. I said baby because the object in the video was a baby. So, not a real life baby, a toy baby. So, if the object's there, if 7 people are sat around it and the 8th person comes in, they're not going to question whether the object's there. They're just going to sit right the fuck down, because it is human nature for us to desire things other people desire, and just to have a community like stance on things. It's why football exists, why religion exists, all that, but that's getting too philosophical, and yeah, don't want to open that can of worms in this video. Anyway, been a pretty productive video, talked about a lot of stuff, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you got this far, I appreciate it. You're not many, you're very few, so I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. We out.